Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the farm. It's Sunday, October 8th, about 6:30 out here this morning. And let me tell you, it's pretty cold here. 46 degrees, I believe it was when we came out. So fall is definitely here. Winter is coming. We talked a lot about winter in our last video that we put up. So I'm not gonna go too much into that and beat a dead horse today, but if you guys haven't seen, we were on our first podcast last night in our collaboration piece with a Backwoods Butcher and Blakesley Acres. So definitely refer you guys back. Check that one out. That was a lot of fun. You know, first time for us live on YouTube. So definitely a little nerve-wracking at first, but yeah, I think we did okay. So check that one out. Anyway, this morning we're gonna get an early jump on it. We're gonna get the animals fed here. Yesterday it rained most of the day, so we really didn't get a whole lot done, which is fine. You know, we had time spending with the family, but typically when that happens, you know, you're gonna have a makeup day the next. So we're gonna get the animals fed here this morning. We got a lot of grass to cut today. I really gotta start some cleanup as well. So I'm gonna work on that today a little bit. Maybe get the garage organized. That way I can get some of this farm stuff packed away for the winter. We've definitely been on a little bit of pig watch here the last couple days. Our sow Betsy here, you know, she's definitely expecting some piglets. She's definitely getting the belly on her. Milk hasn't quite come down yet, so I don't think we're at that point, but nevertheless, yeah, we always want to keep an eye on her, make sure she's okay. And I would think it won't be too long until we have some piglets here, so that's exciting, of course. It's just going to add another layer of complication here with our pigs, but we're going to look forward to having some piglets, and hopefully we can sell a couple off here this winter. So I thought it'd be a good time to give an update this morning on our sheep. It's been a while since we talked about them. Yes, they're still here. Yes, they're still healthy. And that's really why we haven't even brought them around much. Sheep are very hands-free. We are nearing a time where we may expect some lambs here. We did leave our 2 rams in with the ewes. I know a lot of people would probably say don't do that, keep them separate and try not to have winter lambs. But that's where we're at here on our farm as far as infrastructure and timing. We were able to lamb successfully last winter, so I'm really not too concerned about it. I think they'll be fine, just based off the hardiness and so forth. So they're in here, they're grazing away. The pasture is something that I'm obviously gonna have to keep an eye on as we progress here through the fall and early winter. There's still, in our old section here, there's still a lot of green, a lot of weeds. I mean, this would not be a good cattle pasture, but it looks okay. The new section here where we mowed off recently, I mean, that seems to be what they're preferring right now, which is interesting because again, the sheep are gonna take stuff that, you know, a lot of your other ruminants just won't go for. So it's pretty cool. You can definitely extend the life of your pasture. You can extend the duration of their grazing into the fall and winter by just letting them loose on some of this weedier pasture that, again, your other animals just aren't gonna like. I mentioned it a few times already, but we do have hay put up as well for the winter. So we're crossing our fingers. As long as the snow's not too crazy, we're gonna keep these guys out here for a while, and we're gonna get them through the winter just fine. Tricky thing with sheep is actually knowing if they are bred. So sheep, they're really not gonna show until about a month out from lambing. Their gestation period is about 5 months, so they could be bred for all we know, and you know, good chance they are if our rams have been in here, but we're really not going to be able to tell. I mean, sometimes you can tell by their bellies a little bit, but really until that last month, they're not going to put on a ton of size, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're going to come out here one day and your ewes are going to be wide as a football, and that's how you're really going to know. So we're just keeping an eye on them at this point. They look great, you know, they're very active, so no concerns. You know, I do check the manure from time to time just to be sure, you know, worms, but we really don't have that many, and it's certainly not, you know, a high density area, so they're spreading their manure all throughout this pasture. It's really when you get a lot of buildups and you know, the high density situations where you're going to run into that issue. So looking good here. One thing I'm still looking into is finding some appropriate minerals. You know, I had that experiment a couple weeks back using the all-purpose mineral, and I did not like the way that turned out with Brownie, as her head got a little swollen from too much copper. So we got to be careful. You know, last thing I want to do is do something that's going to jeopardize the health of our animals. But again, minerals definitely would probably be a good supplementation, especially as some of that forage is declining here going into winter. So as the weather cools down, you definitely get more coyote action out here. So I always like to check our trail cam, just kind of see what's going on here. It looks like we just got a bunch of deer. So that's it, just a bunch of deer. We're in business. I will say, with all the weather change and all the concerns about going into winter, this is a beautiful time of year to be out on the farm for sure. Our pasture here behind us is looking amazing. I'm really excited about this. This grass, this orchard grass here, is coming up way better than we expected. Got about 4 acres here. We're gonna fence this all out for next year, so we should have a ton of grazing space out here. And just because I'm so excited about this, figure I'll give you a different view. Nice little rolling hill here. Look how nice this grass is coming in. Sheep are gonna love this. And for those of you that are new to our channel, the plans for this is gonna be sheep. I really wanna pull the trigger on some cattle, but that's probably not gonna happen this coming year. But definitely wanna expand the sheep flock, and then cattle in the future. We gotta get a barn put together before we really do that, so we can have some security over winter as far as hay and so forth. So anyway, pasture's looking great. We're feeling really good on where we're at here, and we are excited to get this fence going. So we're out in the pasture now, about to mow the fence lines. My wife took care of the yard. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot just drive circles around the yard. It drives me nuts. She loves it. It gives her some quality alone time. So we got the mower freed up now. We're gonna go hit the fence lines up. Might as well turn this thing into a utility vehicle as well. I got my bucket of feed here. We're gonna feed the pigs while we're at it, and we're gonna get some stuff done this Sunday afternoon. Well, I didn't get too far. Ran out of gas. Such a rookie mistake. Yep, she's bone dry. It's funny, every time we go out and mow, I go fill the mower up a little bit. I just didn't quite top it up enough this time. It's all good. We'll go back, we'll get a gas can, and we'll be good to go again. And of course, I always have gas on hand. Today I did not, so to quick run out and get some. Hauling it up there now. Okay, let's do this again. We went ahead, we bought our zero turn this summer. Our old mower just finally died, finally kicked the dirt. So it was really just for the yard. Turns out it was probably one of the best investments we've made here. This thing, I can get it tight to the fence. I mean, look what it does here next to the fence. The sheep are actually, they're gonna contort their heads in the weirdest way. They're gonna get down, they'll get that, I'm confident. Worst case, I could come through and weed whack that. I mean, I can fly around here, get real close to the fence, and then again, worst case, I go back, I trim it up with the weed whacker. Saves me so much time. I mean, in years past, I was always weed whacking everything, trying to go through all this thick stuff, constantly changing out lines. So this has definitely been a huge add to our farm. Not even intended, like I said, it was meant for the yard, but I guess it's a dual purpose piece of equipment here. Okay, so we're back. Kids are in bed. It's only 7 o'clock here, but you can see it's already dark. So we're gonna get out, we're gonna throw some feed down for the pigs, And I figure you guys might want to see what it's actually like to do work in the dark. This is what having a farm really is all about. You know, you're going to do your work no matter what happens, rain, shine, light, dark. Got to go get the chores done, got to feed the animals, so let's have at it. And I definitely have to get these ducks moved. It is wet in there. I mean, they look good, but ducks certainly make a mess. It's getting cold here. Hungry? Guys, this is pretty much it. This is homesteading here in Pennsylvania. It's October. You can barely see the animals behind us. Maybe if I turn my light on here, maybe then you can see them. But aside from that, you got to get used to this darkness. You're out here feeding. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of bigger jobs, which is not my favorite thing to do, but hey, that's the responsibility you take on when you bring on animals here on the farm. The worst thing I've done, had to repair some water lines from our ram pump last summer in the dark. Summer's not too bad because at least it's warm, but needless to say, it's always a challenge when you can't really see what's going on. So get yourself a headlamp like I have on right here. I don't want to blind you guys, so I'm not going to put it on. But this is what we're going to be doing pretty much from here on out. There's going to be a lot of nights we're going to come home from work and we're going to be dealing with pitch black. So it's only going to get colder from here, and we're going to look forward to the challenge. You know, part of me, there's a sick part of me that actually enjoys it. And I guess that's why we continue to do this here. So if you're going to do this, you better be darn sure that this is what you want to do. But speaking from experience, it's well worth it. So I don't want to discourage anybody. It's definitely worth it. That's it for tonight, guys. If you like what we're doing, give us a good old thumbs up. Please subscribe to the page. We really appreciate your support. We just hit 500 subscribers, so I want to thank every single one of you subscribers out there that are watching this ramble to this point. We really, really appreciate it. And guys, have a great night. We'll be with you soon.